Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. This is your girl, Arabia Barbosa, 914 Westchester County, New York. We are outside and we are on our way to the office to try to work us another construction job today. Now, I know I was on the repeat to do the flagging job, but I might do something a little bit different today. I might do what I've been doing for this particular company. And as all of you know, I worked the other job on Saturday. So I had to dress up in my little white long sleeve shirt with the collar and the black slacks. And you know what? I looked good going to work. I looked good. I looked professional. And, I might just try that for some of my videos. I don't know exactly when, but I might just change up my look a little bit, you know. So the other uh, evening, which was yesterday, which was Sunday, after 5 o'clock, um, Empress Lonnie One Love started her live video where we was to have the crochet class, and because of certain situations, um, we couldn't do it, but we had a good time discussing the stitches, the chain stitch, which is your foundation stitch, and your single crochet stitch. The two most easiest stitches to do in crochet. We discussed it. I did a little demonstration. We went on with our conversation. And we had a good time. At least I enjoyed myself. I know everybody enjoyed themselves. We had a good show. Shout out to the panel. Shout out to Empress Lonnie One Love, who was our host. And shout out to the chat. We had a very good time. Um, I couldn't ask for better. And it looks like we're gonna have a pretty good summer. A pretty good summer. And only thing I could do is be hopeful. And as time goes on, um, I'll develop more and more crocheting skills. And probably by Thanksgiving, I'll have a booth down there at the waterfront. Well, not at the waterfront, but at the marketplace to sell my crochet items. You know, oh, I feel very confident about doing that. I feel very happy about doing it. I feel very free. I'm glad I discussed certain things with certain other YouTube creators, and we all collaborated together, and we're just having so much fun, experiencing new things and doing new things. And it's good. It's good. The weekend went by pretty smoothly, very quietly. Um, I didn't see too much hateration on YouTube this weekend. Um, One YouTube creator, she posted a few things. It's not our usual rival on YouTube, who is the Dove Coach on YouTube. It is what it is. And one thing I come to find out, and let's be honest, even though I might not appreciate that person, but I know that that person is a human. She's a woman. She has feelings, just like everyone else. Like how I may not want nobody talking bad about me, I'm sure she feels the same way. And so, what I'm going to do this week, I'm going to dedicate this whole week of being positive and not talking shit about people. Let's see how that goes. Let's see how that goes. Let's see how that runs. So I'm on my way to the job office right now. I know I'm starting off a little bit early because it's not even after 5 right now. But I know as long as I'm there before 6, I should be getting on a ticket. Then I have to call my other job around 8, 8:30 to find out what kind of job assignments she's gonna put me on for this week because I gotta be sure I'm gonna get paid this week from that particular job. I got a bill coming up. That bill is tied into my lights, and I just gotta put the pedal to the metal. Uh-huh. That's all I gotta do. Put the pedal to the metal and stop making excuses and just do what I have to do. I've done it before. It's nothing new to me. Just like the way I pay my phone bill, same way I would pay the light bill. So that's rent, that's lights, and that's phone and food. I pay for my own food out of cash. I'm not on food stamps or anything like that. And which brings me back to memory on how I used to be on public assistance. I remember those days when I was living in New York and I was on public assistance and how they would issue you your food stamps on that little EBT card, and you would go into the store and purchase your little food items, your little snacks, your little orange juices and milks and coffees and you know whatever you wanted to drink. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Um, I did my time on public assistance. I'm working. I'm here in South Carolina. I'm working a job. When I was in New York, I was working, but you could still get public assistance for certain things, like for rent, food, medical expenses. If your job wasn't paying any kind of medical insurance for you, so those are the things I'm talking about. Uh huh. So I'm not too far away from where the office is at. Um, I guess it rained a little bit last night. I'm not exactly sure. I don't remember hearing any rain falling, but the ground is a little wet, so I'm assuming that it rained and the clouds are moving in a certain direction. So it probably did rain last night. And like I said, after I took my shower and went to bed, I laid down and I heard Lonnie was on, so I stayed up for a little while listening to her, and then I fell asleep listening to her. You know what I mean? I was already tired. I was already, uh, I was no longer full because I already ate my dinner and stuff, so I was good to go. I drank some water, and when I went to lay down, I listened to her for a few minutes. I listened to the radio, and I went straight on to sleep. By the time I did wake up, she was getting ready to come off from doing her live. So, you know, it is what it is. I mean, I just enjoyed myself so immensely. Every time I go to her page, I just enjoy myself automatically. It's only a few YouTube creators that you just feel so comfortable being in their chats. You know, I remember, and I'm not throwing no shade, but I remember being subscribed to Miss 504. She was very stressful to me. After a little while, after getting to know her a little while, because you don't really know anyone on this app. But once you learn their talking points and what they're going to talk about, you're kind of like hesitant to even listen to them. A lot of times, what I used to do, I used to just go over there, hit the like button, sit for a few seconds, and then I would leave. That's how much, attitude I was with Miss 504. No tea, no shade, but that's how the way I started feeling. And it was very easy for me to leave her, especially when she started doing certain things I didn't agree with. And I tried telling her about it, and she didn't want to listen. So I ended up unsubscribing, and I left her alone. I don't bother her, she doesn't bother me. That's the end of that story. Um, there's so many different YouTube creators to go up under. Because like I said before, I'm learning Spanish, I'm learning Swahili. So a lot of times I go over there to those YouTubers that do that. They teach that. They practice that. You know what I mean? If I want to know something about allergies or medicine, I'll go to that YouTube channel. If I want to listen to anything about sports, I'll go to Gilbert Arenas channel just to shoot the shit. I don't really sit in there too long because I don't know what that's going to turn into, because he got a lot of trolls trolling after him. People that come from Kwame Brown's platform. So, I don't, all y'all know I don't care for Kwame Brown. I don't. I don't give a fuck if he is an NBA player or ex NBA player. Nothing he does affects me. You know what I mean? That man is not important to me or in my life or what I'm doing. But I just never liked his spirit. I never liked the way he carried himself. I didn't like the way he talked. I didn't like the way he walked. I didn't like the way he wore his clothes. I didn't like the way he wore his hats. And I just thought he was a jerk off. And I was right. He's a straight up jerk off. Somebody you don't want to get to know. Somebody you will not be interested in. Some of you fell for his charms in the beginning, but a lot of you woke the fuck up and you was able to walk away. That's the only thing I can say. Y'all did that like D'Angelo Barksdale from Off the Wire. Remember when he was being tempted to snitch out his uncle and Stringer Bell and his mom and them? He knew if he would have snitched on his people, he would have been a marked man, perhaps for the rest of his life. And his child would have been in trouble. His girlfriend would have been in trouble. Oh, it would have been a bunch of shit like that. So what did he do? He sat in that jailhouse. His mom came to visit him, and she said, "The game is the game, D. And if it wasn't for the game, we probably wouldn't be a family. Hell, we'd probably be down there in the projects eating scraps." You know what I mean? So she had to open his eyes to what the game really was all about. But my thing is, she should have told him that from the beginning. She should have told him from the beginning. Should have gave him the pros and cons of the game. But like a lot of mothers who depend on their sons and daughters to sell drugs so they can live a certain lifestyle, they won't tell you anything. They'll just leave you high and dry when it fits them. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. And a lot of you that was under KB, Kwame Brown, you were smart enough to move away from him. You did a D'Angelo Barksdale on that ass. I gotta take my hat off to those that did that without being pushed out. It is what it is. Because a lot of you didn't want to accept the fact that KB was pushing you out, that KB didn't need you or want you around. Thanks to the voice of that fucking shower shitter, ears to the street, Kwame Brown's meat. It is what it is. That's the way I see ears to the motherfucking street. Fucking shower shitter. Nobody should be listening to him on no fucking YouTube. Yeah, y'all a bunch of jackasses. Y'all paying this man to talk shit to y'all. Y'all paying this man so he can get up there and lie. You know what? I'm glad that Sis Rabbit Got a Wrench is exposing ears to the street and Kwame Brown. I'm glad he's exposing them. You know, he's letting you know what them people are really like up close and personal. Because Sis and a few other of the rabbits were down way before they became the rabbits. They were down with Kwame Brown. And then Kwame Brown started kicking those people off because those people started questioning what Kwame Brown was doing. If you can't question whoever you're following or whoever's leading you, you don't need to follow that person. You need to become your own leader. And that's why I like my YouTube creators that I like, because they encourage everybody. Hey, think for yourself. Don't worry about what this one and that one over there doing. Think for yourself. Be yourself. Because at the end of the day, you got to live with yourself. When you turn off the app, you got to live with yourself. And that is true. So I'm on my way to the office. I'm close by now. Matter of fact, I'm getting ready to come up on the Super Stop, bus stop thing. So I should be there in a little while. It's fucking weirdos out here. It's fucking weirdo out here. It's always something. It's always something. Especially in this fucking town. This fucking North Charleston is full up with weirdos. I thought New York was filled up with weirdos. No. This is when I was living in New York, a lot of black people that are living in New York or been in New York for a couple of generations, their people came directly from South Carolina. Some of them. My father was born in New York. My grandmother was born in New York. I was born in New York. My grandmother's mother was born in New York. Her mother was born in New York. Like my father said, 5 generations New Yorker. And my father's grandfather, which is my great-grandfather, came from the Cape Verdean Islands. He married a Mohawk Indian woman named Bertha, who is affectionately known as, AKA, Grandma Barbosa. I call her Grandma Barbosa even though she's my great-grandmother. And believe it or not, that woman been dead since 1949. She died at the age of 52. That woman still walks around here with me. Yep. That's why I need to follow more of my first mind. Because it's not really me talking. It's her. She appears. When I least expect, she comes. I remember when I was living in New York. I was living in the Yonkers. My apartment was on Saratoga Avenue. I had to go through South Broadway just to get there. Okay, as I'm walking down the street, I minded my own business. My grandmother My great grandma Barbosa showed up and she walked beside me. Then she moved in front of me. And when she moved in front of me, everything on the sides of us, left side, right side, all the buildings were on fire. Not in reality, but it was like showing me something that was going to happen in Yonkers, New York. Sure enough, y'all, as soon as I moved away from Yonkers, that's when that Hurricane Sandy came in and flooded the streets of Yonkers. The same pathway I used to take to get home, that's the same area that was flooded out. So she was showing me. So everything happens for a reason. I left Yonkers, New York in 2014. Right after that, that's when the hurricane came and just basically put Yonkers underwater for a couple of days. But Yonkers, New York, is very hilly. It's very mountainish. I mean, South Carolina, certain places in South Carolina, I don't really see any steep hills or anything like that. Mostly everything is flat grounded. So, if there's ever a flood down here, everything will just flood out. And there's used to be swamp area anyway, so it is what it is. Hey, good morning. How are you? Okay. Um, just one of the ladies in the community. That's a lot of OG women that live in this community, and they're the reason why Charleston is changing a little bit. I guess they saw that their mothers didn't do nothing, their grandmothers didn't do nothing, and they was getting tired of the bullshit. So they started marching and started going to the mayor's office, and started making phone calls, trying to get people in Congress involved with what the shit was going on down here, and especially what happened at that church where those 9 people got killed. I mean, I'll never forget that. There go that bus again. Oh, no one's up looking at this video, but y'all see it sooner or later. Somebody will see it. Yeah, it's like, let's see what time. Oh, it's like 5:18. I don't expect anyone to see this until later. I really don't. But it is what it is, you guys. I hope everybody has an awesome and wonderful day. You know, I know I'm going to try to have the best day I can possibly have. I don't have no choice but to go ahead and get this money and do what I have to do and set that money to the side for to pay my bills. You know what I mean? Because I don't know when the other job is going to pay me. They're supposed to pay us once a week. I have no idea when this woman going to issue me a paycheck. And then she might call for me to work tomorrow, but I'm going to ask her when I'm going to get paid. And if it's not according to what I really need right then and right there, I'm going to have to say adios and go back to doing what I've been doing. You know, it is what it is. It's all about survival, self-preservation. And don't let nobody put you in a hole anywhere or in a category anywhere. Now, this is very strange. This is very unusual. There's usually people out here waiting on the bus. I guess when I go further up, I'll see them. I don't know. I don't know. It is what it is. I'm a little sleepy. I'm a little tired. I should have took my ass to sleep instead of staying up. But I was having fun, so I was enjoying myself. I was having fun. And I fell asleep, trying to still enjoy myself. Now I know when I get off of work this afternoon, depending on which job I go to, I know when I get off of work this afternoon, it's gonna be the same people running around begging for money. Same people over and over again. And they just don't seem to get it. They don't seem to get why they should not panhandle. Because like I said, the city get ready to clean all this up. Those older women that lives in these neighborhoods, they saying they tired of the bullshit. They are tired. Mm-hmm. Yep. Because like I said, they watch their moms and their grandmas not do nothing, not say nothing about what was going on. So the women that's like a generation older than myself, they're the ones that's pushing for all this change. They're the ones. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Uh-uh. I don't blame them at all. Got a lot of homeless people out here. And some of these people choose to be homeless. Some of them. Like I said last night when I was talking to Bill T on the panel with Lonnie, I was telling Bill T, a lot of these people don't want to pay rent nowhere. They don't want to pay no bill nowhere. They don't want, because if they do that, that's called following rules and regulation. And a lot of people, even though they may be grown, they're not ready to do that. They're not ready to give up their so-called freedom. I don't know how much freedom you got when you broke and you're out here begging people for money. I don't know how much freedom you got when you're out here hooking yourself for money. You know what I'm saying? I don't see how you got any kind of freedom. Because I remember those nights being out here. I didn't feel free. I felt threatened, especially at nighttime. That's why I used to totally dress like a dude. That's why. That's one of the reasons. I used to bind down my breasts. Back then, I wasn't as big as I am now. So I didn't have to worry about having a female shape when I appeared in certain places. And the only people that really knew who I really was, they were people that I associated with. And like I said, your enemies and rivals are not the people down the street. It's not the people on YouTube. It's the people in your everyday life. And your biggest rival is usually the people that share your bed sheets, eating your food, watching your TV, enjoying your home life right along with you. But all the time they're wishing for your downfall. They're wishing for your downfall. I got somebody right now in my life that that person does everything they can do to try to bring some kind of discomfort in my life. And I didn't think that person was going to be that way because I was always there for them. When he went through his surgeries and all that, I was there for him. When he was homeless, had no place to stay, I let him stay with me, you know? And that's the main one that want to see me be destroyed. Deep down inside, he's really jealous of me. And you'll find a lot of men that's like that. A lot of men. And half of the men actually wish they were women. See? Now, I know I'm getting ready to touch on a subject a lot of people don't want to touch on. They say, well, Ray, you have you have a boyfriend, you sleep with him sometimes. That's the person I'm talking about. And he has told me to my face, sometimes he wish he was a woman. I said, oh my God. And like I said before, a lot of men that find me sexually attractive and want to sleep with me, usually those are women trapped in men's bodies. They look at me as if I'm a dude. Because when you see the short haircut and you see the baggy jeans and the over oversized t-shirts and you see the wife beater on and you see the way I strut around, the way I carry myself, if you want to sleep with me, you're nothing but a faggot. That's the way I put it. I hate to say it like that. I hate to say shit like that, but it's real. That's real. When I was living in Columbia, South Carolina, I went to this one club. It was called the Candy Shop. It was right there on Two Notch Road. And I went up there one night and I was sitting up there chilling. I bought me a beer. I was chilling with me and two of my other homegirls. The other two ladies walked off. So I started sitting in the corner by myself, just chilling. And then all of a sudden, all these different dudes started pulling up. I was like, what are these dudes doing pulling up? And don't you know, half of the motherfuckers, the niggas I knew from the fucking neighborhood, they was calling themselves 5%ers, God bodies. They were supposed to have been followers after Father Allah, but you running up in this club trying to dance with you, a transsexual woman or a drag queen. You know what those so-called women are. You know what they are. There's a bunch of lesbians up in there too, well, but lesbians are lesbians. You know what I'm saying? Ask my younger sister. I got a younger sister. She lives in New York. I'm 50 years old. She's 45 now. She will tell you to your face that most men that sleep with us, they really wish they were women. And he's not the only one that's told me that. Now the other ones that I slept with, they try to keep it secret. But they couldn't really keep it secret because certain things they would do around me, certain things they used to say, sometimes they would talk with other men just to know what other men were thinking. And the other men that was really heterosexual. They're like, yo, why are you sleeping with her? She's gay. She's gay. It is what it is. I'm close to the office. I will see you guys in another video. My videos are going to become more real, more raw. Some might be dark. Hope you're ready for the ride. Hope you're ready to enjoy yourself. Because I like to have a good time too. I don't like to be a stick in the mud. You know what that is. Peace out. New York Love.